Hello and welcome to the Sports Centre YouTube channel. Me and Carl are here today to discuss Rory McIlroy. So he had an absolute stinker of a weekend. I think it's safe to say, Carl.
I don't know if he had a stinker of a weekend. He had
Oh,
a stinker of a
jeez.
final round.
Well, you said final round. I mean, it wasn't even the
His
final
second round
round.
wasn't great.
I've got it up here now. So he,
His second his second
yeah,
round wasn't great, and then his last three holes wasn't great. Wait, 3 or 4 holes wasn't great of the final round.
yeah. Obviously, bless him. Well, let's start with that. So his final round, he was leading. Obviously, he's got this big thing at the moment. He hadn't won a major for 10 years. So 2014 was the last major that he won. Obviously, the question that we're asking everyone, is he ever going to win another one again? He's 35-year-old now. Then, it just fell apart, didn't it? So I'm just looking at his scores now. So obviously, round four on the back nine, first four holes, birdied three of them, and then he just absolutely fell apart. And he on the his last five, three bogeys cost him. And obviously, everyone's talking about these elusive two where he missed them from 3-4 foot.
Under 3 foot, both of
Yeah.
them.
Have you seen the stat? I love a stat these days. Have you seen this?
490 odd puts
Yeah,
within 3 foot and put them all,
this
and
season.
then come to them two. And I just obviously we watched. Well, I presume we both watched the England game, so I couldn't wait for England game to finish so I could turn it over and put the golf on.
Yeah,
And then I saw him 2 shots ahead. I thought, oh, he's got this in the bag here. He's
yeah,
got it. But I think, like a lot of people, when they were watching, when he had that first miss, I think everyone realised, hang on, there's something going on here. He's throwing this away. And you didn't want to believe it. You didn't think it were actually going to happen, but it actually did happen. And you're like, oh, Rory, Rory, Rory.
and you've literally just said it, mate. He wasn't even as though DeChambeau won it with a load of quality golf. He didn't claw it
Class
back.
player. No.
He basically McIlroy threw it away, and I think it just goes to show, doesn't it, that it's the mentality block now with him. It's fucking really really hitting him hard.
Yeah. And I feel for him because I think we all want Rory to do well. His nearest thing to us having a decent, like a proper English golf, someone who competes every time, who's naturally world class.
Yeah.
And plus he's a nice guy. But I just don't see him winning another one.
So well. Oh, so you've jumped in straight away, have you, Carl? We're going to. Well, I'll give my conclusion at end, and seeing as though you wrapped it up already with you. Um, Couple of things from me. I've been thinking about this today. We're knowing that we were going to do this episode. Do you think? First thing was, do you think all this live golf stuff? Because he was like, what was it? Kind of an ambassador kind of figure, wasn't he, for the PGA when everyone was
Yeah,
leaving? He was the I'm staying put kind of guy.
he was the spokesperson money for the PGA. He was the one that was leading and had
Yeah.
all the, led the against live sort of
Well, he was almost
tribe.
like the frontline soldier, wasn't he? He was the one that was flying the
Yeah,
flag for the PGA. And I'm just thinking,
yeah.
do you think that's had aught to do with it?
No, I don't, to be honest, because like you said, it's been 10 years since he's last won a major, and Liv's only been around, what, 2, 3 years?
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 years.
So,
Yeah.
so I don't think that's. It might have had a bit of a toll on it recently, but if I'm honest, I think that's just something else just to use as an excuse. I don't see it as a
Okay.
legit.
And the other thing was, and I don't see how this couldn't. But obviously, he's going through a lot of shit, or he was going through a lot of shit. I don't know him personally, like so. But obviously, well publicized that he were getting divorced, and he's not getting divorced. And again, you think that's got all to do with it?
That certainly have a play on his mind. I mean, look at Scheffler when he got arrested, and you know these things have got to take the toll on him mentally.
Well,
But
the human beings end of the day are. Do you know what I mean?
exactly, But it can't be using that as an excuse why he's not won a major. You can maybe use it as a bit of an excuse as to why he didn't win this major.
Yeah.
But again, I just think it's finding excuses. It's purely down to just a mental block,
Isn't it?
just a mental block, and
Well,
he obviously needs to battle through it.
I was thinking about it earlier. So he took a few days off, didn't he? Where he didn't say anything. But he's come out now today, I believe, on his social media, and says that he's taking a bit of a 3-week hiatus, if you can call 3 weeks a hiatus, and he's going to come back at the British Open, the UK Open.
See, I don't like this. What the media have done there, because if you actually look at the next tournaments, they're not for another 3 weeks. So
well, that's what I mean. That's it, innit? That's the UK.
So it's not like he's actually taking a break. It's just there's not another tournament for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So the media are playing that as though he's taking a break, but he's not.
Do you know what? It could be the best thing for him that the next tournament is kind of on his shores, because I almost feel like the UK people will really get behind him.
Yeah,
you'd like to think so, wouldn't you? You'd like to think so anyway.
Well, I don't know if you heard a few of the chants of USA as he was taking his putts and stuff like that. So that's going to play it back in your mind and off-put you a little bit. Whereas he won't be having any of that on his own soil.
No, definitely
be all for him instead.
Yeah. But yeah, so you think that he's not that his time's gone, but it's probably his time at the top of the pyramid has maybe gone.
Yeah, well, I think he's always going to compete, but I don't think he'll get another major. He'll win a couple of little tournaments here and there, but I mean, I know Scheffler had an absolute stinker here, but he'll be back. Schauffele, Morikawa, there's a few out there at the minute that are doing the bits and pieces, and I just don't see McIlroy not with this mental block anyway. I think there'll be others that'll pip him to anything.
I tend to agree with him. I think that his probably time in terms of major winning is done. Like you say, he'll probably pick up a few of the smaller ones here there. But I was thinking about it earlier, and you almost, I suppose, the one sport that we watch more than any is football, and you kind of look towards like young players, don't they? When they say like young players, they're fearless. Like Jude Bellingham now, he gets on pitch for England and he's running the show. The 20-year-old is fearless. But when you get to 27, 28, those kind of like little fears and doubts and things like that creep into your mind, don't they? The older you get.
That's right.
And I think he's at that level now where it is taken almighty kind of change of mindset for him to be able to do that at his age.
I think if he only comes to win another one, it'll be him chasing somebody down. I don't see him as a front runner.
It's a good point, to be fair. You think the pressure will just be too much for him after everything that's
absolutely happened? Yeah. I do, yeah.
If memory serves me rightly, didn't he? He wasn't the front runner, but he was in with a chance at the Masters, not last year, but the season before, or last couple of seasons. I can't remember. He was up there anyway, and I think on like either round 3 or 4, he just completely capitulated and had an absolute nightmare.
My memory's not good enough for that sort of shit, Dan, so I'll just take your word for it.
But yeah, I tend to agree with you. I hope we're wrong. I actually do hope we're wrong, but
absolutely, I hope we're wrong. You know, there's nothing that pleases me more in watching golf when Rory's at the top of that leaderboard, winning majors and tournaments. But time will tell. I hope he does, but I don't see it.
No, it will, mate. I think we'll wrap it up on that one. All right, guys, thanks for watching as always. Don't forget, we've got the free giveaway on those pair of Nike Air Force Ones. So all you got to do is subscribe to the channel. So what are you waiting for? Give us a like if you like the content, and also let us know in the comments, what do you reckon? Do you think Rory's going to win another major? Who knows? Right, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.